Is the AFL is the appointment of an AFL CEO all of a sudden the hardest role to fill in the history of sporting administration?
Apparently so.
Why haven't we got an AFL CEO?
Because Gill hasn't decided yet that he's going to leave.
No, we know he's going.
Well, we know he's going, but he keeps hanging around, yeah.
Appoint someone so that they can work in conjunction with him.
Good point. Well, why?
What is it about this job?
What is it that Travis Old can't do?
Or
Dillon.
Andrew Dillon.
Or Dilzo, yeah. What is it that they aren't capable of doing? Okay, I want to ask you a serious question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, a really serious question. Craig Kelly, you know him really well, okay? Yeah. He's been mentioned as the next CEO of Collingwood.
Caught me on the hop.
Would that be a good appointment?
Oh, he would be able to do it, no question. But
he hasn't worked in football club land per se, though, ever, has he? He did many years ago in marketing at Collingwood.
Yeah, he's worked in footy clubs. He's run footy clubs without actually having any role.
How? Because people out there won't know what you're talking about.
Well, he's the most powerful football agent in the business.
A mover and shaker. But how?
I'll tell you what.
Tell people how that works, though.
So he is as influential in the coaching landscape as anyone because he manages about 6 of them.
Right.
The media landscape, probably more so than anything else. There's not a broadcaster, radio, television that he hasn't got his fingerprints all over because he manages all the talent, most of the talent. So he's a kingmaker. He can move and manipulate and go, oh, he's out of AW. I'll get him and swing him from there. So he does all that. And then he's not as hands-on with the players these days. We've got about 300 plus players.
Right. So would he be, in your mind then, based on all that, you think that he would be a major coup for Collingwood?
Okay, so he does beyond that. He's got a marketing business that runs every major event the AFL has.
Yep.
So he looks after all the marketing for the AFL essentially.
Yep.
Grand final week, all the marquees and all that. That was all of his stuff. So he got every box ticked.
Yep.
In terms of what you need to do as a CEO.
Okay.
Maybe diplomacy might. He might have to work on his diplomatic skills.
And he needs to get back to you too. If you send him a text message or you ring him,
to be fair,
he's not good on follow up.
Yeah, well, he's on long service leave.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. I don't know where he is. To be honest.
Let's stick with Collingwood because they're in the news this morning, or their not their CEO, their president Jeff Brown. He says that the AFL's push for a standalone Tasmanian team is half-baked and it's premature. He says the AFL are massively underinvesting in AFLW. That is where we should be directing our future investment, not this half-baked, premature idea of Tasmania. We've got a commission, he goes on to say, that is 3 members down and it's been led by a CEO who isn't going to own any of this. Pretty strong stuff from a club president.
He's a supporter of
He's
Tasmania.
broken rank here. I know that, but he's broken rank here.
Well, he is a supporter, but he reckons it's too early. That's essentially what's going on here. So he thinks it should happen, but he thinks it's too early, which is pretty controversial given there's...
Yeah, but no one else is saying that.
No, I know.
Everyone else appears to have rolled over and agreed with the AFL that, okay, we need to push into Tasmania
you say
now.
rolled over. Maybe they are genuinely supportive.
Well, they weren't, though. When I say rolled over, a lot of them have changed their view and opinion over time.
Yeah, when they got the information. So they had an opinion without having anything put in front of them.
Maybe they've rolled over, though. Maybe they've just decided, okay, this is what the AFL want, and if we want to get a little side deal with the AFL, then we need to all vote in line with the AFL and what they want. it's
lots of decisions that the AFL has to make. The point about Gill is right. And I know we had a little laugh about it in the first hour, but what's the hold up? Why is there no CEO being appointed?
Because they can't. Well, the easy answer to that is because they haven't been able to identify anybody to fill the role, which clearly, in my mind, strikes out Andrew Dillon and also Travis Old. Because if they were the right person, what is stopping the AFL from appointing them as Gill's successor right now?
My point. So if in February 8, or big announcement coming out of AFL press conference, we announce Andrew Dillon as a CEO. Why are we waiting so long? Why can't we announce? I mean, surely they've done their homework. I mean,
yeah, it's a well-paid job.
Yeah, and find the person, appoint him, and then he and Gill, in conjunction, guide us through this, pretty tumultuous, really busy time. between now and the start of next year?
No, I agree.
I don't know the answer. I'm not trying to be smart. I'm going, well, where's the hold up? I mean, why all of a sudden has this become such a... I know it's always a big decision, but why are we sitting on it? Sort that out for me, will you? And I had the same thoughts about the Essendon job as well, but clearly they had someone in sight.
Yeah, but they were going through after.
They had issues.
Yeah, no, they had issues though, but they then had to go through a long process, which they went through. And
when did Gill say
in their
that he was
search for
down?
the CEO?
When did Gill announce he was stepping down?
Well, all the way back, I would think probably June or July.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
Surely that's long enough.
Of course it is.
We're in December. Appoint your CEO.
Is the job that difficult that there is nobody out there that's qualified?
No, it will be a difficult job. No question about it.
I'm not underestimating that, but is it that difficult that there's nobody in this country capable of fulfilling that role?
I wouldn't think so.
So, well, there must be somebody.
Yeah, you've done your worldwide search. Everyone's done what they paid someone to go and find, identify someone.
Yeah, the whole Brendan Gale thing is a really interesting conversation too, because I keep hearing that there's been a strong push from club CEOs for him to be the successor,
right?
But apparently it isn't the direction that the commission wants to go in.
Why?
I don't know. I haven't been able to get to the bottom of that.
You can't ask
maybe they don't feel that he's had the all-round experience, the commercial experience, to be able to deal with the broadcasting rights and those massive, huge issues that the AFL are confronted with. But you'd also say, in answer to that, you'd say, well, the deal's been put away for such a long time now. Yeah. You don't need to worry about that, and that person in that role could learn what they need to learn in that next period of time.
Yeah, and it would be good to have someone who's going to do the job be involved in some of the big decisions that are being made, broadcasting rights and everything else over the past couple of months, to sit alongside Gill in making those decisions.
Were you happy with your draft hand, Melbourne? Were you happy with the players that landed?
Yeah, we got a kid called Matt Jefferson.
What do you like about him?
Well, I happened to watch the game that he kicked 7 goals in.
Wow.
So he was playing full forward for, I think, Vic Metro. It was at Icon Park. He kept clunking them.
Is he a ready-mader?
Well, you know what, the big key forwards, they take a little bit of time, but he can tell you what, he can mark the ball. And they reckon he just keeps kicking goals. And then also another kid by the name of Jed Adams, who I'm not that familiar with, but he's a tall defender. What about your mob?
Yeah, no, we got a good hand. I think we got a really good hand in the draft. We've got the 2 Davies, okay, so there fills a real gap in Essendon's list. A couple of small crumbing forwards, quick, smart, small crumbing forwards. Yep. You've got Tippy coming back too. If they can get him fit, that's a great thing. He's going to be like a recruit. When you watch the tape, you watch the highlight tape of players. Now, obviously, you're going to see all their good stuff. Otherwise, that wouldn't be on their highlights tape. But I was watching the kid Anthony Munkara, who's the boy from the Tiwi Islands who's been playing over in the under-18s in South Australia.
Academy player for...
Yes, yeah. I was just watching his highlight tape, and the thing that I really loved, not so much was the first effort, but he loves to follow up in the play. You know how some players are naturally they stay with the ball and what's happening and unfolding? Yes. He's one of those players.
I read about him.
He looks really good. He looks good.
They said his upside might be off the charts. Has he not played much footy? He only played half a dozen games or something last year.
Yeah, I'm not
for whatever reason.
I'm not sure about that, but he's from the Tiwi Islands. He's been over there in Adelaide, and he's a nice size. He's got genuine speed. He's got great vision.
No, I read all
he
about
might take
him.
a while, but gee, he looks like he's got some promise.
I did. I read all about him, and then the rookie draft came along, and the Demons took a kid who was playing for Xavier. I want to talk to you about Job in a minute. And then he must be up the country, so he went back and played under-18s in the Golden Valley for Mansfield. He kicked 24 goals against
in a game.
Yeah, against Tatura. So I don't know. I think I read where he went to that training session that Paul Connors puts on for all his players, and Melbourne were there and watching all the other players and went, "Oh, he looks all right," and did their homework, and that was a story that emerged. So I reckon. And then also I love that story about the Collingwood boy from Wangaratta who got taken as well.
Richards,
yeah. So
it's a time to get excited, though, isn't it? Like it's a time to be as optimistic. This is the most optimistic time for every football club out there. I'm going on Essendon's website. I'm watching the interviews that they've been
Are ya?
conducting with
You
Scotty,
nuffy.
my new coach, and everybody. I'm loving what I'm hearing from him too. Like, to me, he just sounds like somebody, and he should be somebody who knows exactly what it is that he's doing and what he's going to put in place.
Yeah,
Because he's been there, he's done that, he's been out of the game, he's been observing others. Now he's stepping back into the game and just hearing from players what they're talking about. They're very excited about what they're seeing there too.
I'm excited.
and if
I'm
you
excited.
are an Essendon player, then get yourself nice and fit before you turn up. Oh, well, let me introduce the AFLW's premiership captain, if you don't mind.
Skip.
And Toyota Southern Region Ambassador, the marvellous Daisy Pearce. Hi, Daisy.
Morning, boys.
Oh, your voice is still a little bit raspy.
No, feeling $1,000,000.
What is going on? You've
you
been on a
st-
bender.
You're still
What
on
do you
the
think's
tiles.
going on?
No, I don't think I'll get through
What did you
this.
expect?
Hello, Yatesy, where are you? We need you, mate.
You weren't at the dentist with Garry yesterday, were you?
Yeah, I've got the list. I've got the
no.
lisp, and you've got the
rasp.
raspy voice. So, hey, congratulations. It was absolutely magnificent on Sunday. Heart in mouth stuff for that last 20 minutes.
It would have been a horrific game as a spectator. There just wasn't a moment in the game. Two very strong contested ball sides and defensive sides as well. But, yeah, I was just so proud of our girls. Like, I watched it back yesterday with the group, which is the best game of footy I've ever watched. To sit there with your premiership teammates
When you
over
know
a
you
couple
won.
of beers when you know you've won and just celebrate all the little moments. But, yeah, just our ability to keep turning up and crack in no matter how tight it got. Yeah, it was
This
awesome.
is absolutely. This has made my day hearing your voice. Absolutely. So it was on Sunday. You've arrived back on Monday.
Yeah, Sunday night in Brisbane, home Monday.
So that was one of the great nights, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it was like
Did you stay in the rooms for a while? How'd you go?
stayed in the rooms and then out into the middle of the oval at
Yep.
Springfield and just the best times, like just the people sharing. I reckon I would have heard "We Did It" screamed out 1,000 times that night, just as it sunk in for
Yeah.
everyone. Just such a special thing. And as a team, like a lot of us have kind of been together since the beginning of AFLW. So in a short competition, we've had a bit of a journey together and have fell short, as you know, over the years and felt like we were close and unlucky. But then once you win it, it's like, it was all meant to be this year. And pretty proud of the fact that it's the first 18-team year
Yeah.
at 1-2 and proper
Yeah.
final series. Like it was, hard won and
And Daisy,
made all the more special by having to wait, I feel.
yeah, and you look like you've developed a special relationship with the coach over this period of time too. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I absolutely love him. And
What
he's
is it about
he's-
him as a coach?
He's an incredible footy man. Like he's done everything in footy. He was a rookie at Carlton and played under Dennis Pagan and has some good stories. He's ran national development Oz Kick. He's coached the Oakley Chargers. He's played in the Quaffle. So his footy is outstanding. Like his understanding and passion for the game. But he's an amazing person. Like his ability to connect and build relationships. Like I know that's the buzzword in coaching at the moment, but I've never met anyone like him. He's he's an amazing worker and has time and energy. Like if you want to get better, he'll get you better. He's never said no to a
Well,
player.
you said that straight after the game, that if he's in Geelong or you needed someone, he would drive. And
he's a father of 2 young kids with his beautiful wife Rach, but like the amount of time that bloke puts in a part-time program, like it's the reason that we won on the weekend. It's the reason why when expansion happens, you know, the star players in our team who get peppered with phone calls and big offers. Like when I say big offers, AFLW, they're not huge contracts. It's not enough to live off. You have to have another job as well. So, you know, especially this season when we've got players running around on, probably 50 grand. It did jump up this year and it was better, but they were getting offers that they would have been able to set their lives up, lay a deposit down on a nice house, and they knock it back because they know the way to get the most out of their footy is to stand by this guy. He's just got incredible passion for the game and a want to develop you. And on top of that, the footy stuff, if your old man gets sick or you break up with your partner, he's the first person to ring you up and take you out for lunch and check in. So he's just an amazing person.
That's right. It's Daisy Pearce. It's not Jonathan Brown. And someone's text through and suggested that we've signed Brownie after he's left Nova.
Somebody also says that the new combination here, wispy, raspy and lispy.
Good one. No. And so the celebration is what excites. Well, you two are a better place to talk about. I never did it. So the night's great. You get back here. Has it just gone through the wood? Clearly it has.
Yeah, it just gets better and better. Like the initial elation of winning it, and then, you know, being able to come back to Melbourne, and we had a all-club function. I was surprised not to see you there, Gaz, actually.
I would have jumped on the wagon had I known.
Not enough sheets.
Yeah, so Monday night back in Melbourne. So you just keep getting to share it with more people that mean so much to you personally, like your family and that kind of thing, but the club as well. And it was so special on Monday to, you know, have all the players and coaches and staff and from all walked corners of the club there.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
And what about little Garry and Tim? I saw them running around.
Tuesday, I went and got my first tattoo and my second tattoo.
You got a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, he's buried the lead here. Wow. Big tattoo on your ribs. You've really tied one on here, Days.
Well, mate, I've been chipping away at this for a long time, and I
Daisy, I'm in
wasn't
shock.
going to waste it.
I love it. And you got your medal? Have you brought your medal in as well?
Yep.
The people, this is just sensational. The double tattoo on the rib cage, the raspy voice, and now the premiership medal. Is just.
Why did you go the rib cage and not the calf?
Oh,
How much
in
time
case-
did you spend thinking about where it was going to be placed?
not much.
Not much.
2 minutes.
I think so that should I choose to cover it up, or should the situation
So is
need me to cover it up? I
Is the
could.
whole team tattooed now?
A lot of them. So I got that one first up, and
Yeah.
then everyone else got like I'll show you. I don't know if I'll be able to get my leg up this high.
Oh, so you got the ribs and the leg?
Yeah, I got my first and second on the same day.
God,
Because
help me.
I got that one, and then everyone else started getting this same.
This is up there with one of the great grand final celebrations.
What's that one? I can't even see that. What is it?
Put your glasses on.
Is it a demon, is it?
Yeah, a little demon
Right.
emoji off the
I like it.
phone, and that's what everyone else got. And so I felt a bit left out. I didn't have the matching one, so I had to double
If
up.
you tell us the twins got tattoos as
Matching
well,
tattoo.
then we'll say it's gone the whole.
Yeah,
You've gone the
they're
whole.
booked in for Monday. No, it's pretty. I would never have got a tattoo. Like I'm not a tattoo person. I just wasn't interested. My brothers are all covered in them.
How many of the team got tattoos?
I don't know. Maybe 15 and growing. And I'm working on Mick as well to get the matching one because I won't spoil it because Taylor and I actually both got the same one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's not unfamiliar with the
No,
tattoos,
no,
so
yeah.
Taylor's got plenty.
There's a little bit less space on her than there was on me.
So what?
But yeah, then Wednesday, it's just been awesome. Wednesday, and this is all happening in the moment, and then you have these little hours to yourself where it suddenly starts sinking in that, we've won the flag,
Can I just say that having been lucky enough to do what you've done, it'll be, I know how you're feeling right now, but it's something that links you to this group of people for the rest of your lives as well. Like it is amazing how it just keeps coming back over and over time.
Yeah, and I'm sure, and I'm sure that's really special. Like that's been the thing that's hit me the most. I think that, you get asked in the lead up, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? And you don't really know the answer to that or what to say. But then, I always thought it was you've got all these special memories with teammates already, and journey you've been on. You're proud of how you've grown as a team, all those things, and it doesn't rely on a premiership. But the premiership just kind of galvanises that. You can't describe, which I'm sure is what you're talking about. But yeah, you're suddenly standing there, and I've cried that many times. You look at teammates, every teammate you've got some little story with, like little Shelley Heath in our team, who's awesome lockdown defender / tagger. So just a role player you love to play with. But she got drafted to the club when I was pregnant. In the year that I was having off pregnant, she's 18 years old. She lives on the peninsula. So one of the first times I hung out with her dad dropped her off at my house, and big very pregnant me, like answers the door and there's this little mousy 18-year-old kid who barely said a word. And just everything that's happened since then in both of our lives, and 4 years later, like I never thought I'd get back and play. 4 years later, we're premiership teammates, and yeah, we'll be, you know, when I'm 75 and she's my age, we'll be able to, you know, she'll be able to ring me up and say, hey, I'm coming through Bright. Let's have a beer and talk about our premiership,
and
amongst other things.
It will always connect.
Hopefully by then we're talking about other things as well.
You won't be.